When somebody asks you, what is the best LEGO theme of all time? Your reply will probably be Star Wars. After all, they just celebrated 20 years right now, so it's got to be the best, right? Well, not exactly. Star Wars may be one of the best themes, and maybe even your favorite theme, but it's not the best LEGO theme ever. What could possibly be better than Star Wars, you may ask? Well, it turns out Star Wars isn't really as good as people give it credit for. But that's a story for another day. For now, let's focus on what is, objectively, the best LEGO theme of all time, and why it's so. To find out the answer, we must go back in time in the late 90s and early 2000s. Back in 1999, a Technic sub-theme called Trobots, or Slicers in Europe, was released. They were the first sets to introduce construction, which will become the base of the theme we will talk about. They sold decently well, so it later replaced with another similar theme called Robo Riders. While they sold good, they weren't popular in any way, although they started garnering a little fan base in recent years. So LEGO had to come up with something that would use the formula of these two themes they made before, but would become popular and stick for a longer time. So in 2001, the theme that would later become the best LEGO has ever done and the best LEGO will ever do was released. It was Bionicle. Now wait a second, you might think, Bionicle, that weird theme that doesn't even look like LEGO? Now hold on, before you click this video off because you never cared about this theme, let me explain, okay? You clicked on this video to find out what is the best LEGO theme of all time, right? So if you give me the chance, I will explain you in the best way I can why Bionicle is objectively the best LEGO theme of all time. So in 2001, Bionicle was released. It was the first LEGO theme to incorporate a full story as compared to themes before it that only had tiny bits of story, if any story at all. During its time of release, the first Bionicle comic was confirmed to be the most widely distributed comic with over 2 million readers worldwide. I'm not kidding, this is true. Bionicle had more readers than any Marvel or DC comic at the time, although the Bionicle comics were, ironically, also published by DC. So the theme was truly up for a good start. It became incredibly popular since its first wave, and its popularity continued to increase as it ran its course. While there is still a lot of debate around this, Bionicle was the theme that single-handedly saved LEGO from its 2003 financial crisis. So without it, your dear LEGO would have most likely not even existed by now. The theme was so popular that it saved LEGO and helped it recover from its loss. So don't tell me this isn't something we shouldn't be grateful for. After it saved LEGO, the theme continued to become more and more popular with improving sets and advancing story. There were many ways through which the story was told: books, comics, video games, online serials, DVD movies, etc. With all those many ways of telling the story, Bionicle soon developed an entire lore that could easily compete with any DC or Marvel lore. There were so many story details that people could hardly keep up with them all. Although today's themes such as Ninjago managed to develop a pretty good story of their own, it is still far from what Bionicle once achieved. If given time, Bionicle's lore could have easily surpassed the lores of both DC and Marvel combined. Now that you know how complex the Bionicle lore actually was, I think it's about time I also talk about the sets, since I know there are a lot of people out there who only care about the sets and never show any interest for the story behind them. The sets themselves were excellent. They had amazing designs, great play features and cool pieces. Another very unique thing is how affordable they were. Most of the sets were just in a $10 range, making them easily accessible for any kid who saved a little bit of money. Nowadays, most of the $10 sets we get are usually just a bunch of random pieces with a few minifigures thrown in, but back then you could actually get something really cool without your pocket suffering too much. So it's no wonder why everybody was so obsessed with getting as much sets as they could. The sets were very compact, so they could easily be resold without any parts missing. It was very easy to make mocks from them without having to take them apart too much. It's a complete shame that those talented Bionicle mockers barely get any recognition. Unlike today's themes, which are for the most part just an infinite cycle of remaking sets that were made already, Bionicle had something new to offer every single year. One year was underwater, the next was high in the sky. One year was about the Toa Mata and the next about the Toa Metro. There was a lot of diversity. But as you probably know, due to the declining sales, the theme was officially cancelled in 2010. You might think that that was the end of it, right? Absolutely not. During its run, Bionicle has gathered an immense fan base that later formed the Bionicle community, that continues to live and thrive today. Even after the failure of the 2015 and 16 Bionicle reboot, the community continued and it lives up to this day. Numerous fan sites, video games, stop motions, and all sorts of other media were created by the fans. To this day, people are as obsessed with collecting every single Bionicle set as they were doing its run, and now because they have more money, they can actually do so. People like Noah Productions have spent their time adapting the Bionicle story into full-length stop-motion movies. People like LJ have managed to review every single Bionicle set ever released. The TTV channel have created a full-length movie combining Bionicle with Minecraft. Now, almost 10 years since its original cancellation, Bionicle is anything but dead. Well, this is something that should be admired. I don't know any other fan base which is as loyal to their long-gone theme as this one. Unfortunately, Bionicle doesn't receive the respect it deserves from people outside the Bionicle community. Most people just skip over it every time they encounter it in catalogs and such. Instead of at least trying to understand why this theme is so good, they will just shamelessly treat it like it's nothing. But this is why I made this video, to explain to those people why Bionicle is what it is. And I hope that after watching this video, you will at least try to treat Bionicle with the respect it deserves. It may not be your favorite LEGO theme, and that's fine. There are LEGO themes out there for all tastes. But Bionicle is something special, something that there was never before and that will never be again, therefore deserving its rank of the best LEGO theme of all time. If what I said in this video sparked your interest in Bionicle, I would say give it a try. The story can be easily accessed online and you can buy the sets easily on Bricklink or eBay. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching.